Getting AI agents and clients is actually quite easy if you know what you're doing. And in today's video, I'll show you how in the last 4 weeks alone, I made £28,400 in my marketing agency selling AI solutions to local businesses, which equates into about $38,500, give or take. Let me actually refresh the page to show you that these are real numbers and that I'm not faking anything. But in today's video, I'll walk you through pretty much everything A to Z. Number one, what niche am I selling to? What's the offer? And exactly how am I able to charge these guys anywhere between $10,000 to $20,000 for our AI solutions, and how you can pretty much go about doing the exact same thing as well. Number two, I'll walk you through the absolute best and the most predictable way of booking calls with these types of local businesses that actually are interested in your AI solution, but more importantly, do it in a way where they are reaching out to you themselves and they are the ones chasing you instead, as opposed to you doing that, yourself. And then the third thing I'll walk you through is the way how we actually conduct our sales calls to have these guys pay us anywhere between $10,000 to $20,000, and how you can pretty much implement the exact same steps right after watching this video. So the very first thing you want to do is you want to create your actual offer, and you want to pick one specific niche where you are able to position yourself as the expert. But more importantly, you want to help these guys with pretty much getting what they want the most, which for pretty much every single business out there is that they want to get more clients, they want more revenue. So that's exactly where you're going to come into play to actually help them do that. But you want to pick one specific niche where you can position yourself as the expert and have a hyper-specific client acquisition solution for them. Now, by you picking one niche, you actually are able to charge way more because you appear as the expert in that niche. And also your fulfillment is much easier, because since this is just one niche, you can copy paste the exact same solution for everybody compared to if you'll be working with all sorts of different niches. All right. Now, for me specifically, we work with law firms, and these guys don't have any issues paying us anywhere between $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 for our service, because we have positioned ourselves as the expert in that niche, and the fulfillment also is way easier because we pretty much copy paste the same solution for everybody. If you don't have a niche right now that you have chosen from, then here's a couple examples of niches that you can actually get into. And there's a couple things that you're going to notice with these niches, where number one, these guys right here, for example, the ones that are on my screen, they're not tech savvy to a point where they would know how to actually build out these AI solutions themselves. But then the second point is that their average order value, their average client is worth them quite a bit of money, which means that all that you would have to do is, say, for example, if your program is worth $10K, $15K, $20K across 90 days, like it is for us, for example, then all that you really need to do for these guys right here is get them anywhere between literally 1 to 4 or 5 clients, and that already pays off your entire service fee, as opposed to you working with these lower ticket local businesses where you need to get them like 30 clients a month for them to actually even just break even on your service. Okay, so you want to go ahead and pick out a niche that's, a local business niche. They're not too tech savvy, and on top of that, they have a relatively high over average order value from their own clients. So do that. Now, from there on out, this is where the actual offer comes into play, because what you want to do is you want to identify why the top 1% of businesses in that local niche are actually successful. Usually this comes down to 3 things, which is good lead flow, strong intake, and good sales. So what you want to do is you want to package your offer in a way where you pretty much make it unreasonable for them not to get to that 1%. And the way how you do that is through helping them solve every single bottleneck / gap that they could experience that will prevent them from actually getting to that goal. And once again, usually that comes down to good lead flow, strong intake, and good sales. So as you know that, now what you want to do is you want to take multiple AI tools together to package them into one complete AI solution that you are going to sell to them, which is going to make it much simpler for them, much faster and more efficient for them to actually get to that 1%. And this is exactly what you can sell for like 10K, 15K, 20K, and even more than 20K for like a 3-month program, compared to what everybody else is doing, which is selling these cheap AI voice agents or AI chatbots for like $1,000 a month or 1.5K a month a pop. Because the issue with charging so little is that you're actually going to go broke quicker than you're actually going to make money, because from your acquisition cost, how much you're going to spend to get a client, and then on top of that, your fulfillment cost, you will have barely anything left there. And if that's the case, then you're going to get to a point where you don't have enough money coming in to reinvest back to actually get more clients. But if you have somebody paying you 10K, 15K, 20K pay in full day one cash collected for a 90-day program because they see a complete solution right here, then you are making a bunch of money there where you have a lot of profit. Take that back and put it into the business, scale further and get even more clients essentially, okay? But I've pretty much done most of the work for you here because I've outlined most of the AI solutions you can use for every single one of these bottlenecks. Where number one with lead gen, which you are going to do as a done for you service for them. You want to help them with obviously generating leads, and the best way how I've seen to do that is obviously using ads, and that is either through Facebook ads or Google ads. Okay, so you want to choose either of those platforms depending on the niche. And really the AI tools that you're going to use for this is HeyGen and ChatGPT. Now HeyGen is a software that allows you to create AI UGC videos. So when you close a client, you just go here, there is hundreds of UGC credits that you can choose from. Punch in a script, it's gonna generate a video, and then you literally have a AI UGC video that you can use as an ad for that specific client. Now, in order for you to create a script, you pretty much can go and use ChatGPT. That's the best way I've found to do it. So create a script with ChatGPT, upload it on HeyGen, it creates a video, and now you have the videos ready to go. You just have to go ahead and edit them. And once they're done, you can go and launch the ads for the client. The second thing you want to help them is the intake and the appointment setting, which you're also going to do as a done for your service. And the AI tools that you're going to use for this is Synthflow and Go High Level. Now, Synthflow AI is essentially a tool that allows you to create voice AI agents, so that these voice AI agents are the ones that actually go ahead and call all those leads that you are generating for that client from the ads. And we go high level, you can create AI chatbot agents that are actually gonna go ahead and send SMSs to all these leads that you actually are generating. So not only do you have a voice agent that's calling them, but you also have a chatbot agent that actually sends them SMSs as well. And then on top of that, we go high level, you can create landing pages, email, and SMS automations as well. So that's the AI stack right there that we are using right now that I recommend using as well. The third thing that you're gonna help them with, which is gonna be a done with you service, that's going to be sales. So you obviously can't hop on these sales calls for the client, obviously, right? So this is the best thing you can really do for them, especially in the beginning stages, is help them with creating a script that's actually gonna increase their closing rate to the absolute maximum. And the way how to do that is really through basically, using Fathom AI to pretty much transcribe all of their sales calls, and then upload the transcription onto the ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to identify better where are the main bottlenecks, what could be improved on, and creating a much better sales script. And once that's created, you share it with the client, they implement that, you review all of their call recordings, make sure they're still doing a good job there, that they're improving, and that way you can essentially go ahead and help the client increase their closing rate. And the fourth thing that you're gonna help them with is gonna be social media content, which you are gonna do as a done for you and done with your service. Now, this is a part that a lot of local businesses really enjoy because they like the idea of pretty much growing their social media to a point where they eventually become the go-to local business in their area. And the way you do that is to basically pitch them the social media content because right now the social media algorithms online like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, especially with short form content, they're extremely viral to a point if you actually create good videos, they can go viral and these guys can get like thousands of followers in a sense, right? So the way how you do that is through using ChatGPT for content ideas and scripts and also graphic creation, because you can use ChatGPT now for creating images. So you can literally create graphics from that as well. But when it comes down to videos, use ChatGPT to come up with ideas for reaction videos, education videos, Q&As to most frequently asked questions in that specific niche, results, etc., etc. Also, you can use 11 Labs to actually clone the client's voice. So they don't even need to get on video. You can literally go ahead and clone the client's voice and then have B-roll videos that pretty much are overlaying with the actual voice of the client in the video. Or alternatively, you can take another step further where you can use HeyGen to actually clone the client and create their own UGC. Because with HeyGen, there is an option where you can actually create your own, AI avatar. There's a couple instructions you need to go through where you upload like a video of the client. And then after that, using its AI algorithm and all that stuff, it's gonna go and create AI UGC with that client right here. So you can pretty much then go there, upload the script, and it's gonna create infinite amount of videos with that client being in the video essentially. Some pretty crazy stuff. So you can do that and the client doesn't even need to record any content themselves. And then lastly, use a tool called Submagic to actually automate video editing process with AI. So here's the tool right here. It's a very simple tool. What you would do here is you would just simply go and upload a video on the platform. And then what it's gonna do is gonna automatically go and create captions for the entire video. You can add B-rolls using AI, also AI audio. It's gonna add emojis on here, etc., all sorts of pop-up effects. And it literally creates an extremely good looking video that pretty much is like, you know, a highly specialized video editor went ahead and edited this. So you can pretty much use this tool to go ahead and edit all of their social media content. So that's as far as the very first step goes when it comes down to creating your offer. Now, when you have the offer created, the next thing you need to do is you have to book calls. Now, the best way how I've seen to go about booking calls consistently in a way where you are the authority as opposed to the client being the authority is through using Facebook ads. Okay. Now, I personally, in the past month or so alone, from April 22nd to May 22nd, I spent about 5.3 thousand pounds of my own money on my own Facebook ads, which equates into about 7.2K USD, give or take. And I've been using this primarily for booking calls for my own agency. Now, I didn't start off with spending that amount of money right away. Initially, I started off by spending just about 20 or 30 bucks a day. So I was spending only like 600 to 900 bucks a month. So if you have just that, then you can literally get started booking calls through Facebook ads for this offer. And I've seen this to be the absolute best way of doing that. And so what you want to do is you want to actually go ahead and create, you know, two types of ads. You want to create regular statics, and you also want to create some video ads as well. Now, with both of these, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be talking about the offer directly in the actual ad itself. So if I show a couple examples here, here's a couple examples of statics. This is one, this is another one, and this is another one. And as you can see right here, they're extremely offer based, where you're kind of like calling out the market at the very top. Then you mention what the offer is, and then you have a CTA, call to action to fill out the form or whatever, right? Now, these ones are here very, very simple, and that's really the point of it. The simple scales, complex fails. And I can tell right now, this one in the middle, this black one, has been the absolute best performer for me. On this one alone, I've spent a couple 5 figures and it generated a couple 6 figures in return for me. So you can go ahead and pretty much take it right after watching this video. But then also go ahead and create a couple of AI UGC videos with Hagen, okay? Now, the scripts that you can actually use for this are a couple examples right here. Let me actually zoom in as well. Here is one script that you can use. Then the second one, the third one, and the fourth one. You can pretty much pause the video to go ahead and copy them. And so as you can see right here, every script has a different kind of like beginning of the video. But once you finish out the beginning of the video, you want to have the continuing part of the video, which is this one right here. Okay. So go ahead and pretty much take this right after this video. You can pause the video, type this out, and pretty much after this, go ahead and create a script. And then go ahead and pretty much upload that on Hagen, choose a couple different AI creators, upload it there and get the videos made. The next thing that you want to do after that is you want to create lookalike audiences on Facebook ads. So go ahead and scrape a list of at least 500 leads in your niche. Now, if you already have a list of, let's say, your past customers or past leads that you might have generated, then just use that. If you don't have anything at all, then go on a platform called Apollo.io to scrape a list of 500 leads in your local business niche that you're going into, essentially. This is going to allow you to create lookalike audiences, which are extremely effective when it comes down to running ads. And when you actually do launch your ads, here's the structure that you want to use. Now, the structure solely depends on what is the actual budget that you've got, but if you have 50 bucks or less, then this is the structure to use. You just have one campaign, which is optimized for leads, and you have anywhere between 3 to 5 ad sets in there, depending on your budget. You want to allocate 10 bucks per each single ad set. So let's say if you have, 30 bucks a day that you can spend, then launch 3 ad sets. If you got 50 bucks a day, then launch 5 ad sets. And you want to have a couple of different mixes here. You want to have one that's a lookalike audience, one that's an interest stack, and you can see the other ones right here, depending on the percentage of the lookalike audience. And in each single one of them, you want to have 2 ad graphics, more of like ad creatives in there. Make sure that you don't stack ad graphics and ad videos together into one. Make sure that every single is separate. So like if you have one ad set with graphics, make sure that you only have 2 graphics in there. Then the next one, you have 2 videos. Then the next one, you have 2 graphics. Then the next one, you have 2 videos, etc., etc. Make sure that you don't stack videos and graphics together into one, because usually video ads are going to be a little bit more expensive for actually booking calls and stuff like that. But in turn, they're going to be more effective in a way that they'll get way better quality leads, essentially. So that's why you don't want to stack graphics and videos together, as Facebook is usually going to allocate the most budget to what's the cheapest, basically. So that's why you need to separate them. And if you have $100 or more that you can spend, then this is the structure that you want to use right here, which is pretty much, the exact same. The main thing that differs here is that you allocate more budget per each single ad set. Now, like I said, you want to optimize this for lead flow, right? For leads, campaign objective, and you want to send them to an instant form. When they fill out the instant form, you want to have a Zapier automation in place that pretty much goes ahead and sends all of those leads on your Go High Level. So I personally use Go High Level in my own marketing company right here, where pretty much we have all sorts of automations built out with emails, SMSs, and things like that. So I highly recommend you to use this platform as well. So what this allows you to do is you have Zapier that automatically sends those leads onto a Go High Level workflow, where you have a couple of emails and SMS being sent to the lead to pretty much incentivize them to go ahead and book a call with you. Okay. From there on out, as they have filled that out, you want to send them to a landing page where you have a VSL or a DSL. Here's an example of a landing page that I've seen working really well that I'm using right now in my own marketing company. You have the call out of the audience here, you have the offer here, and then you have a VSL or a DSL here. Now, if you don't know what a DSL is, a DSL basically is a deck sales letter. So it's a VSL that's pretty much transcribed into text format, and then you put all the information from a VSL into text onto a deck. So this way people can just simply go through a slideshow instead. And then right below it, you have a calendar to actually book in a call with you. And once these guys have booked in a meeting with you, you want to send them to a thank you page. And a thank you page, the purpose of a thank you page is to make them consume more content, so it's much easier to actually sell them when they hop on a sales call with you. So you have a video right here at the very top that tells them thank you for booking the call, and also explain a little bit more information about how you help your clients get results. Then below it, explain a little bit more about how they can ensure that they show up. And right below that, make sure that you include as much social proof as you physically can. Client testimonials, case studies, some screenshots of clients sending you messages saying that, hey, I've been closing deals left and right, etc., etc. From there on out, you want to also have an appointment setter who actually calls every single lead to reconfirm the show up rate, and also book in some other people onto a call, because not every single one of these guys are going to go ahead and book in a call themselves from the landing page. So you want to have an appointment setter who actually calls them. And the best way I've found to do that is literally hiring somebody from Argentina for $400 per month, plus $10 per each single qualified show up call they book for you as well. So do that. Now, I don't necessarily advise you to use Synthflow AI for, building an AI agent for your own self to call your own leads, because usually in the B2B market, it's a little bit more complicated to deal with these guys over the phone, where the AI could pretty much get messed up to a point where it doesn't know how to answer specific questions or handle specific objections and things like that. That's why for B2B markets where you're selling to a local business, I would advise you instead to have a real human instead. But when it comes down to you working with these local businesses, for them in the B2C market, having an AI agent do all the calling works perfectly fine. Now, from there on out, once the calls are booked in, you want to also set up a couple of retargeting ads on Facebook to increase the show up rates and increase the consumption of the content. So record anywhere between 4 to 8 ads that you can put into the retargeting audience, where you have a mix of value content and a mix of case studies. So when they book a call, they consume that before the call begins. And this way, it also increases the show up rate and the nurturing aspect of these leads. And the last thing really here as well is having, show up automations. So within our Go High Level, we pretty much have multiple emails and SMSs being sent to these leads to ensure that they show up. The very first email being sent right when they book a call as the confirmation. Then after that, we wait about 18 hours before the sales call begins. We send them a reminder where we ask them to send a reply to us via email saying that, yes, I will show up to the call. Then we send another email reminder 2 hours before the sales call, and then also an SMS 32 minutes before the sales call. So that's the structure right there. Now, last thing I want to walk you through here is the actual closing aspect. So when it comes down to you closing the deals, number one, you want to make sure that you have a really good discovery on the sales call. Now, I'm not going to explain this video exactly how to do the discovery. That deserves a complete separate video instead. But the main thing really is you get on a call, build a bit of rapport, break the ice, then set the agenda, and then really in discovery, go very, very in deep with what's the current situation, why did they book a call with you, what's the current problem, why has it been a problem, for how long has it been a problem, how they try to solve it so far, what has worked, what hasn't worked, what's the goal, and then find out specific issues the client actually has, write them down so you can then use that to actually pitch them in the sales phase. Now, the way how I've seen to work really well when it comes down to pitching and really taking notes in general is through also using this thing called the Google Doc loads. And this is kind of like a document like this where you have a document you're taking notes right here of what is the current situation with that specific client. And then as you've taken all the notes, you then would obviously share a screen with them and walk them through your solution with these 3 pillars basically. Now, this works much, much better than you using like a slideshow presentation, because a lot of these guys are used to seeing slideshow presentations where they're numb to that already. So by you using a Google Doc where they also see your notes, that to them at that point doesn't really feel as a sales call anymore. Instead, to them it feels like a consultation instead, where they are on a call with an expert who is actually taking notes, very detailed notes about their situation, and then keeping an eye out of that, and then showing exactly how they can help them based on the notes that they have actually given you. So this works much better in my experience and also with the people that I know than using a regular slideshow presentation. So again, go ahead and use that. And from there now, once you obviously have done discovery, you want to present your 3 pillars. Now, in other words, 3 pillars are 3 main steps on how exactly you are going to help that client get to their desired outcome. Okay? And when you are pitching each single of those main steps, you want to tie to their pains and their goals and why this is different from what they have ever tried in the past. So figure out what are the main 3 steps for getting that client from point A to point B, which could be obviously number 1 will help you with lead flow, getting qualified leads into the door. Number 2 will help you with the AI intake. And number 3 will help you with content or with the sales aspect of like helping you with the sales by creating a script and things like that. So outline the main 3 steps of delivery. And when you're pitching each single one of them, you tie to the bottlenecks and the goals that I told you they have in the discovery. So it feels personalized to them that this is the solution for me. Once you have done that, the last thing you want to do is you want to also sell them on the numbers. So go ahead and create a calculator like this. This is the one that I use in my own company, where what we do here is once we have sold them on the 3 pillars, they like the program, the last thing we're going to do is going to sell them on the numbers where they feel that this is an absolute no-brainer offer. Okay? So ask the client a couple of data points. For example, how many new clients would you want to get every single month as extra clients? Let's say they would say 10. Then you would ask them, okay, cool, what is your average client worth to you? Let's say they would say, well, long term, they're worth about 7.5K. Then you would ask them, okay, cool, what is your closing rate? If I send you 10 people who are qualified to work with you, how many would you typically sign up? Let's say it's 50%. What that shows you is that you will need to book in 20 appointments for them per month to help them achieve this goal. And here's what you want to do, is you want to tell the client, okay, cool, look, if you can spend X amount of money per month on ads, whatever that number is. For us personally, we advise our law firms that we work with to spend at least $100 a day, $3K a month. So you would obviously figure out what that budget is for you, and then you would hypothesize on how many leads or appointments you can actually book for them over a period of 3 months. So for example, you would tell the client that, look, if you can spend $100 a day or $3K a month, then over a period of 3 months, I can get you, say as an example, 50 appointments, which is about 16 a month. And then you show the client that with your closing rate of 50% and your average long-term value of the client being 7.5K, we are looking at about 25 clients signed here over a period of 3 months. And if each is worth 7.5K, then we could be looking about $187.5 thousand in projected added revenue. And when you pitch it this way, using literally their numbers, right? Then when you drop your price, you tell them that, hey, my AI solution is 10K, 15K, 20K, for a 3-month program. To them it's like a complete no-brainer because they're making close to 200 grand right here and they have no issues paying you 10%, which is 20 grand to actually get there. You know what I mean? So That's the way how we've been using it, and really from there now go and close the deal. So that's really about it. If you found this video valuable, drop a like, subscribe, comment below if you have any questions, but that was not. I'll see you in the next one.